Good morning. We're going to continue where we left off on the Haiti slide and try and get through these slides quickly. So tomorrow we will have a work day. There won't be an assignment. I'll post something about it, but take that time that you would normally be doing the daily assignment to work on stuff you might be missing. And if you're not missing any work, then take the day off. You earned it. All right, let's get to this slideshow. And I figured out how to just not have to start from the beginning. Oops. Hide this first. Okay, so we have Haiti. We talked about it last time, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Experienced a devastating earthquake in 2010 that really destroyed its infrastructure. And all the relief, not all of it, but much of the relief money was stolen from corrupt government officials and never given to the people or never used to help rebuild the country. A hurricane hit them again in 2016, or not again, sorry. It was first an earthquake in 2010 that devastated the country, and then a really bad hurricane hit it again in 2016. So they really can't catch a break over there in Haiti right now. Too bad. They had a really bad drought as well from 2015 to 2016. So they had a good 10 years there where Haiti just kept getting punch after punch after punch, but they're still standing. We got human interaction with the environment here. So this is petroleum in Venezuela. Venezuela is a country that is very popular for, or it has a ton of oil. They used to make a lot of money on oil, and it is a socialist country. But the price of oil has recently collapsed. And obviously, as you can see at the bottom here, Venezuela's oil revenues account for 99% of what the country earns. They base their entire economy on oil, and now oil has completely collapsed. And as you can see, here it is, from 2016. So this is producing. They had a really big drop right here. I'm not exactly sure what that was from. Probably some kind of political incident. And then we move forward, and in 2016, oil production just begins to slump. And now they are really struggling to make their country viable. Many Venezuelans have been fleeing the country because of increase in poverty. Oh shoot, we lost a little bit from the translation. Basically, I assume that we'll just say it means, what does this mean? Reveal about Venezuela's planning. It's pretty poor planning, and their country needs to really kind of reevaluate how it's going to produce any kind of valuable products for the world, since oil is no longer as expensive as it used to be. So here are some cash crops that are grown in large quantities in Latin America. Coffee, cacao, which is the base is for chocolate. Chocolate is made from cacao beans. And soy, lots of soy. Soybean production is big in Latin America. It's also big in Minnesota. We are the largest soybean producer in North America, I think, our state. The largest, we produce the most soybeans of any state in any case. And we're second in corn, I think. Potatoes, South America, they grow a lot of potatoes. Potatoes can grow easily in mountains and stuff. So potatoes are good for there. Quinoa. Potatoes are actually from North America as well, or from South America. They're from the Americas in any case, not from Europe or Asia. And quinoa, or spelled quinoa, that's what I called it when I was a chef one time. My chef made fun of me. It's quinoa, a superfood. It's gaining popularity. And sugar. Sugar is very popular, very good, very delicious. Um, Actually, the reason that in America we use a lot of high fructose corn syrup is because we did an embargo on Cuba, and Cuba produced most of the world's sugar at that time. So that really raised the prices of sugar in the United States, and a lot of people who use a lot of companies that use sugar in their supply chain went to high fructose corn syrup, which is very bad for you. So the Caribbean is a really popular tourist destination. The Dominican Republic is next door to Haiti. They share the same island. They earned 7.7 billion in 2019 just from um, tourists. You can go there and whale watch. They got Carnival celebration, which is really popular, really famous, and those beautiful kind of beaches and reefs. Jamaica is a really beautiful place. My parents got married in Jamaica. People flock to Jamaica to experience ecotourism, which is kind of like going out into the jungle in Jamaica and checking out the nature there. Um, their jungles are really threatened in Jamaica, so it's kind of fun to go there and check out how their conservation efforts and stuff. They've got really nice hiking. It's a beautiful place. Very poor though, Jamaica, unfortunately. So this is Ecuador's population pyramid. Population pyramids are something we haven't really looked at, which we probably should more. But basically, this is their population in millions. So this would be 1 million. And then this is their ages. So the vast majority of people who live in Ecuador are between the ages of 0 and 34. Once you get past 34, they really start to go down. And what that means is people don't have a very long life expectancy in Ecuador. When females and males, as you can see, females kind of outlast males in every category. They live longer than men in every category. And that's true across the whole world. There's many reasons for that, a whole bunch of them that we're not going to get into in this lesson. So basically, what this population pyramid means is in Ecuador, it is very hard to keep living late into life. Barely any, half the population is dead by the time that they are 60 years old. So not high life expectancy in Ecuador. And what life in Ecuador must not be very good. They have a high mortality rate. Lots of people are dying. And that means there's all kinds of issues going on that cause that, So historic events that happened in Latin America is the Treaty of Tordesillas, is how you say that, I believe. I'm not sure though. Tordesillas, I don't know. I don't speak Portuguese or Spanish. Determined that Brazil would be a Portuguese colony. They hadn't really explored lots of North America by the time that they made this. This was in the year 1493, so it's a long time ago. And they had no idea how much land was on the continent. So they drew this line right here, and they said Portugal can have everything east of it, and Spain gets everything west. Well, it kind of screwed over Portugal because they just got Brazil, and Spain got everything else. And the Pope signed the Treaty of Tordesillas. It was him. So after the Tordesillas, we go about 20 years into the future, the conquest of the Aztec and the Inca empires. This is the establishment of essentially Latin America. The Spanish bring Latin culture into America through conquest. They butcher and kill millions of people, and they cause diseases that kill millions of people. And they conquer these two massive empires, the Aztecs and the Incas. We've learned about each one of them in the past. And so then we fast forward about 300 years, 280 years. where many Latin American countries begin to rebel against Spain and Portugal. There's many wars fought. It takes about 100 years, roughly 1806 to 1898. But by 1898, all of Latin America has been freed. Not all of it, but most of it. And then, so we have freedom for many Latin American republics. However, Cuba was not one of those that experienced freedom. As we all know, they were occupied by the Spanish until the Americans declared war. And then America got control of Cuba. And that lasted until the Cuban Revolution, when Fidel Castro brought communism to Cuba. This is Fidel right here, and then this is his commandant, Che Guevara. Key terms to know: socialism. What is socialism? It's a word you will all hear a lot. It's used in our politics often. When you hear it in the United States, they're not often talking about what actually socialism is. Socialism is a political and economic theory of social organization, which means it's a theory of how to organize your society, which it advocates that the means of production, so that would be the way that you build things, the machinery used to create things, and the distribution, which would be, how you sell things and get it to the market, and then the exchange is actually exchanging things. That should all be owned and regulated by the community instead of by individuals. Where in a capitalist society, if you owned a farm, then you owned the equipment, you owned the crops up until you sold them. Where in socialism, everyone owns the equipment, everyone owns the farm, everyone owns the food, and everyone shares. So many Latin American countries have elements of socialism in their governments. Venezuela and Cuba are at the top. They're the most socialist of all. They have a really close working relationship. Cuba really helps Venezuela in a lot of ways. Brazil is less socialist than the other two. They've recently experienced a swing towards the right. They elected a president, Bolsonaro, who many compare to Donald Trump. He's very right-wing. He wants to cut down the Amazon rainforest and use its resources to industrialize Brazil, to pull Brazilians out of poverty. So a lot of people like him because he's running on this platform to industrialize the country. But a lot of people don't like him because the Amazon rainforest is being destroyed because of it. And then Ecuador. Ecuador's experienced some pretty major destabilization lately, and socialism had a pretty powerful role in Ecuador's government in the past 30 years. And same with Chile and Bolivia. All of these countries, Ecuador, Chile, and Bolivia, have all experienced socialist civil wars or rebellions or revolutions. Same with Cuba. Let's see, how far are we in this video? I know time tends to fly. 13 minutes. All right, we'll call it a day here. I'll post the guided notes for this, and thank y'all. Have a great day.